Hello, this is Erica from BlacksandPeriodFilms.com, and today is day 13 of our Write It series for Black History Month. The Write It series is meant to collect information from historical figures and help give suggestions for possible stories that you could write, mainly historical fiction. Today is February 13th, 2017, and on February 13th, 1907, Wendell Dabney established the Union, a newspaper in Cincinnati. The Union is Cincinnati's oldest black newspaper. Born on November 4th, 1865, to ex-slaves in Richmond, Virginia, Wendell Dabney went on to become an editor, publisher, musician, and politician. Dabney attended Irvine College, established a music school in Boston where he met his wife, worked with Frederick Douglass, and co-founded the Frederick Douglass Political League. He is most known for publishing his one-man newspaper, The Union. I think a film about Dabney's life would make a nice cradle-to-grave biopic because of the situation of his birth. This is just a picture meant to represent his parents. It isn't actually his parents. But his parents were privileged in that they didn't have to become sharecroppers. Right out of the slavery, his father used his skills from being a chef to establish his own catering business. And because of that, Wendell Dabney had a privileged childhood because his parents had enough money for him not to have to do things that a lot of black children had to do at that time. So I think a film showing his life as the son of a newly freed caterer would be really interesting and something I've never seen before. A film about Dabney's life would be interesting mainly because of his personality. He was described as a veritable composite of brain, gift, and diligence, more of a philosopher than a politician. So I feel like a film about this type of man would be entertaining as well as heartwarming. He was naturally gifted, but he also worked hard. So I think the dynamics of that would be very interesting to see on film in a historical setting. In addition to that, a film, series, or novel about the newspaper, The Union, would also be very interesting. The history behind him running and starting his own newspaper would be cool because of business. I've never seen a business based or business centered historical film or novel. Actually, no, a historical film or series starring African American characters. Um, the episodes could focus on his writing process, the various stories from the newspaper, and the various clientele of the paper. Now, the clientele of his paper were very established African American families as well as some white families because the content of his newspaper was very high quality. So even there, he even had white clients, which I found to be interesting at this time. The Union lasted for 46 years, so I'm sure there are a plethora of story possibilities that could be used in a series about the Union newspaper. Lastly, Dabney was an author, and his books offer great material that could be used. There could be a film, series, or novel based on Dabney's book called Cincinnati's Colored Citizens. The book relays the situation of African Americans in Ohio from its earliest days to 1926 when the book was published. The book contains photos, and these are just a few of them, and a lot of information, detailed information, that can be used by someone wanting to write about a historical figure from that time and place or create a fictional character in historical Cincinnati. Um, there's just so much you could do with a book like this because when you take a book like this, you can read through it, and if you see one occurrence of an event, you can use that for a historical fiction character. And it's based in fact because it actually happened to someone else. It actually happened to an actual person. So you could use that as a historical writing. These are just three ways I think a story based on Dabney could be told. Do you have any suggestions for how to use Dabney's life to tell a story? If you do, leave a comment down below. If you're a writer and you have a story to tell, I would love for you to write it.